All right. Hello, hello, Facebook world. We are live on YouTube. So happy to be joining you today. I'm Susie Vine, the host of the upcoming Thriving Life Summit. Just starting to share some information and materials on that. So you are going to learn more. And I thought it would be helpful to bring some of my amazing featured experts to join me and share a little bit about what you might find in their presentation during the course of the summit, why they joined me in it, and what it means to them when I talk about this goal that we might have, the solution you might be seeking. What does it mean to feel better fast? Is it a simple solution? Is it a journey? What does that look like in reality? Because what really serves us, what really works with our lives and lifestyle is what we're going to come back to again and again moving forward. And habit can be hard to change. So I'm so excited to be joined today by Jana Danielson. She is an extraordinary leader, multipreneur. She is a solution seeker and creator, and she is building this beautiful tribe of empowered women who are taking action to live their most vibrant lives. I can't think of anyone better to help me get this party started. Jana, thank you for joining me.
Oh, Susie, thanks for having me here. And when you were kind of framing why we're here today, and all of the nuggets that our audience is going to be able to consume during the summit. I mean, Susie and I got to know each other in a mastermind group. And I'm sure some of you have had this experience over the past, 20-ish months where you see all these Zoom squares and you still can feel you're like, her, I need to know more about her. And that's what it was like for me. And Susie and I connected probably over a year ago. And I was so thrilled to be invited to be a part of this really great event. We hear the word thrive a lot. Feel better fast, quick fix, 21-day fill in the blank. But I just feel like this summit is all about flipping the script and finding simple ways to actually feel better fast.
Yes, beautiful. I love that you started us off in this direction, because flipping the script is my favorite. Kids from the 80s, we're all about subvert the dominant paradigm. It's really my mission to help us feel empowered when it comes to matters of health and happiness and the other things that we are in pursuit of. And we tend to think, well, somebody else knows better than we do. Let's see what they have to say. We kind of check our own logic, or we don't give ourselves credence for what we really know within our bodies serves us. And I think you're a beautiful example of that. In our interview, we get into your whole story, your experience of how your quest for a solution led you to not only find the best tool for you, but to help make it available to other people. And I think that's such a brilliant example of leadership and what we can do. We don't have to take the kind of action that Jana did as she started a Pilates studio that grew into an integrative wellness clinic in her hometown in Canada, and now has a beautiful, thriving online community. But I'd love for you to share a little bit, at that point in your life when you were seeking solutions. I remember you talking about how frustrating that was to be working with doctors who were really devaluing what you were trying to say was wrong, was not normal, was not the way that you wanted to live your life.
Mm-hmm. Well, for sure. And, I always, I think in my experience, what was happening was that I was looking for a diagnosis, as we always are, right? Like, here are the symptoms being presented. Here should be the diagnosis and here should be the fix, right? Like, we have this very linear mindset about health. And for me, that linear process started with, pain, and then more pain and more pain, and some medication, and then more medication, and then a lot of medication. And I was in the double digits, you guys, of the numbers of medications I was taking on a daily basis. And the end game was a conversation with my MD where she did tell me that they believed that the pain was in my head and that I was seeking attention. And it was only because I wasn't fitting into this really neat square with symptoms presenting, diagnosis, prescription, go on with your life. So, over the years, I've come to be more at peace with my experience. For many, many years, I was really like pissed off in a way. But I came to realize that that's the model. That's what that model is intended to do. And so it wasn't until I actually took my own health and wellness into my own hands and realized that, bodies heal. There was something about mine that healing process was being frozen, or I was not, it was not showing itself to me. I actually had to search a little bit. And so for me, and you'll hear more in my interview with Susie, it really was movement became my medicine. And it was movement that helped me wean myself off of those 10 plus medications I was taking daily, to movement becoming like my medicine cabinet and learning about my body. And that's really where the career shift happened. And it was only supposed to be, you guys, in my basement here in our home. It was supposed to be just teaching to my friends and family, right? So fast forward 13 years, and it's a bricks and mortar facility, 9,000 square feet with 50 team members and an online presence and a pelvic floor fitness tool. And all of that came from that one instance of stepping back and thinking, okay, well, if this path didn't create some sort of a solution, where do I shift and how do I explore something new? And just, so grateful. The universe gives us gifts in the most, amazing way. So that's what I did. I took my mess and I learned what my gift was, and then I brought it to the world.
Which I think is so inspiring. And so I really hope people take advantage of the opportunity to learn about your story. And thank you for also highlighting something that is so profound and magical about the way that our bodies are created, which is that they want to come back to balance. Our bodies want to heal themselves if we can get beyond what is holding us back. What is the problem? If we can resolve that or look for tools to start that healing process, then our body can really take it from there, can bring us back to that thriving way of being that really is our set point. And there's so many other influences in the world, and we're going to have a lot of fun through the course of the week of the Thriving Life Summit, looking at some different impacts or influences that might be holding us back. But I think that's really exciting. First of all, to empower ourselves with that knowledge, if we've lost faith, that the body really does want to heal itself. It really does want to come back into that balance, that natural state of health that we all desire to be in. And so I'm so glad that it did grow out of the basement efforts to bring your family and friends along on this journey. And I think that, there's something also that comes together when we're moving in the right direction. The universe brings us opportunities, or, recognizes it fuels the fire, right? It keeps that progress going in the right direction. So were there some other signs, or along the way, even more recently, we've been through a lot in the last year and a half. Are there some signs or indicators, some things you tune in on? You mentioned, really tuning into what your body knows is right. Are there some ways that are kind of your guideposts or check-in methods that you call on?
Well, for sure. And, I have this little concept called my rituals, and we're going to learn more about them, during our conversation. But, one of the things I want to help people understand is that we all go through little fits and spurts, right? Like we see an ad on Facebook or something on Instagram. Oh, someone's doing this 21-day, fill in the blank, right? And so, I want to share a quick story about a moment where I kind of got caught up in that. And it's not that those things aren't good, but when we talk about thriving, in my opinion, thriving means there's longevity, right? You're in it for the long haul. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And so how do we make sure we're checking in with our body that we can sustain, this marathon called life and enjoy it, not just be surviving it, but literally thriving. And so the story I want to share is, I did see this on Instagram. It was a 21-day juice cleanse. And so I said to my husband, hey, we have this juicer. We haven't really used it. Do you want to do this with me? Like, I think it'd be really fun to do this juice cleanse. And he's like, yeah, okay. And so we went in and, we're buying like grocery carts packed full of all these veggies and fruits. And I want to share how sometimes these little plans can go sideways and how we have to get beyond our ego and really be like, okay, why am I doing this again? Anyways, we got to about day 13 or 14. And I was reading the book, Eating for Your Blood Type. And my husband, Jason, picked it up one day because his stomach wasn't doing really great after these, 13 or 14 days. And we still had a week to go, right? And so as he's sitting in the bathroom one day, because he was spending a lot of time in the bathroom because of this juice cleanse, he's yelling. He's like, I am a carnivore. He said, I am supposed to eat meat. And you guys, this cleanse really impacted his digestion for months and months and months. And he still to this day can't even walk by. When he walks by fennel and kind of smells that licorice type, he can actually just about start gagging. And so I like to mention this because I feel like sometimes when, you see, Susie brings together an amazing group of people who are experts in their special areas. It's important to understand, everyone, that we still have our moments of, oh my gosh, what did I do? And what did I learn from that, right? I love having my green juice in the morning, but I don't have juice 3 times a day for 21 days, at least in our bodies. So as you are on this journey and as you take part in the summit, I want you to, I'm going to challenge you and encourage you to think like you have this toolbox and it's wide open. And throughout the week, as you are spending time with Susie and all of her friends, what are you taking as little nuggets? So for example, are you drinking water first thing in the morning? And we're going to talk about that more in our conversation, because if your brain isn't hydrated, and that's the first part of the hydration puzzle, you are going to be that person living in perpetual brain fog and forgetfulness and low-grade headache. And how can you be impactful? How can you thrive when the basics of hydration and oxygenation and movement aren't understood? That it does. In minutes a day, you can drastically change how your body, your mind, and your spirit are showing up for you as an individual, for your family, for your community, for your business. And so, I just wanted to mention that story, that we're all going to have those days or weeks or months. But the question is, what did I learn and how can I take this and move forward?
That's such a fantastic story. Thanks to Jason for allowing you to share that.
Yeah. I don't even know if he knows I tell it all the time. So
we love our advocates at home, especially when they're game to, we have this new information. We're so excited. Let's try this, right? Let's do a cleanse. And that so beautifully illustrates exactly what I really wanted to bring together, is not to say there is one solution for one issue, but to really inspire everyone to tune in, to say, oh, something about this makes me curious. I'm ready to learn more about this, right? I'm not about giving people a shopping list of changes to make, because those are not the changes that we stick with. But if one thing lands, and that's really the beauty of this format, is that there's a little bit of inspiration every day. I'm sharing 3 featured experts every day, plus a live workshop play date, I'm calling it, an opportunity to come together, get engaged, play a little, explore some creativity. And through that process, we can get some inspiration. We say, oh, I want to start with this. This is the one thing that speaks to me first. I'm going to hold on to these. I can come back to that. And that's why the VIP pass was created, so that you can have the whole thing in your library and come back to it as your needs change or you're ready to try something else. So I really want this to be something that's super powerful. For the week of November 30th through December 4th, we're going to be coming live every day. And I've designed it to fit in your schedule and then ongoing. I really hope it is something that you can call back on and use moving forward. Now that you've had the introduction to our amazing guests, Jana is just one of the many who are joining me. And so thank you for that. I think that really starts to set people in the right frame of mind, right? I think that's such a great illustration. The 21-day immersion this, or complete reframe that, which isn't something we're going to stick with. So instead, when you bring the attention to the basics, the building blocks, are we getting the oxygen that our body needs? Jana really beautifully leads us through that understanding, deeper experience of just how important it is. We've been breathing since the minute we were born, but that doesn't mean we're doing it right. And we can always learn and grow in these areas. So I'm so excited to share these tools that are, as they're shared, they are not overwhelming. They're not complex. They're things that you can integrate easily, so you can start seeing shift happen. You can start feeling better. That's where we get the capacity to keep bringing in the kind of change that we want, so we can have our most thriving life. Thank you, Jana. I'm so excited. I can't wait to share our conversation. Is there anything else that you wanted to share while we're online here today?
Well, for those of you who maybe were here live or watching the recording, it's slow and steady wins the race. I always use the metaphor of the Aesop's fable, the tortoise and the hare, right? Is that in order to thrive, we have to crawl, then walk, then run. And so if you can take even just, one thing away from my interview today here with Susie is I'm going to encourage you to go to bed, take a glass of water, put it on your nightstand, and promise yourself that before you walk out of your doorway of your bedroom tomorrow morning, that you take in that hydration, because even that is going to start to change just the cellular structure in your body. And the more we can nourish our cells and really focus on cell care, at the end of the day, it all plugs into our self-care.
Ooh.
Do you like that?
Ooh, I do. I like that. I like that a lot. Cell care is the foundation of self-care. Mm-hmm. And it can be that easy. That's how easy it is to start integrating new habits. Beautiful illustration. Thank you, Jana, for joining me. And I look forward to sharing more with you throughout the next couple of weeks.
Sounds great. Bye, everyone.
Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you back online soon.